Wes Turnbull reporting from Richmond, British Columbia on the Pacific Plaza underneath the lights with lights on the drift cars tonight. Let's have a look and see what's going on with the hobby and ask some questions about what it's like to drift and have fun. You guys get together here very often?
Yeah, we actually come out every Saturday. There's a meet here. We set up a track. Tuesdays, we're off in the basement with our 110, or one of our members has a track in the basement. And Thursdays is usually the IKEA meet. So we usually race out there.
We're with Chris Pullman here, and just like everybody else in British Columbia, we have a graduated learning system for drivers, and the Club 110 Drift also has the program. He's got his L on the back here. How long have you been racing for now?
About 4 to 6 months.
So pretty soon I guess you'll be moving out of that L and into your green N.
Correct.
Drifting usually is paired cars going out, one guy following another, staying close together on the track, mimicking each other's moves through the corners. In a tight circuit like this, it's a little difficult sometimes to keep them in close together. It gets pretty tight out there, and it requires a lot of skill to be able to stay in tight and mimic that lead driver.
Well, Wes, I've been drifting for about a year now. I pretty much got serious about it last October when we had the Chilliwack train show. I used to play with RC when I was in high school, but you know, things got busy, and so I basically left it off until last year.
Mm-hmm. Were you interested in the full-scale drifting before you did this?
Yes, I was, but knowing that the cost and everything, burning rubber, and it's not exactly the most sustainable way to go, right? So that's why I turned to RC.
Well, this takes a little bit more skill than I was thinking.
What I would suggest to someone to start off is first get drift tires, like a hard compound tire. Do obviously all-wheel drive, which is called like a 50-50. And then that's where the front wheels are spinning the same as the back. It's the most popular. It's the easiest to get used to. And when you get really good at it, you can really pull off some good lines, some nice transitions and stuff like that. You can run with just about any suspension. So, I mean, some people like to go the extra, do a little bit stiff in the rear and then nice and soft in the front, or they like to play around and tune your own settings. But it's basically, it's all how you feel and how you drive.
So what happens when you start messing with the bias between the front and the rear of the car?
Well, the rear will kick out a lot faster. Like on mine, I run a counter steer car, and what it is the back differential is overdriven, so it'll actually spin faster than the front, and then you'll get that realistic drifting look. instead of the whole just power sliding everywhere.
So the back end hangs out a little more.
Yeah. It'll kick out very easily, and you'll need to do some modifications to the steering to get that really deep steering to bring the back end back to you for your corners and stuff like that. So
There's a lot of counter steering going on as well.
not as popular as I would like it to be, but right now in the club we're sitting at about 6 or 7, including myself, that are solid full-time counter steers.
We'd like to thank the 110 Drift Club for having us out tonight, letting me drive a car and figure out how difficult it really is to do this well. Good night from Richmond.
Well, that's it for this week's episode of RC TV. On next week's episode, one of my favorite builders, we're doing a profile on Carl Buckhuber. And then we're going to see some cool F1 racing. And for all you people who are just into the hobby, we have Soldering 101. We'll see you next week, folks. Take care.
RCTV, your radio-controlled authority, has been brought to you in part by Eliminator RC, your one-stop hobby shop. RC Pit Stop, bringing the best of RC to BC. And John's Hobbies, Toronto's local hobby store.